Look up in the sky. It's a superhero of travel. It's Ricky TYUS from It's Your Time to Travel on TalkTainmentRadio.com. Radio the way it should be heard. So the title for today's show is, what is flying first class really like? What is it really like? The closest I've ever come to flying first class is I flew Frontier and sat in a section of the plane that had more leg room. That's the closest I've come to flying first class, other than just walking through first class. So I have never flown first class. But every time you board a plane, there they are, the first class passengers. And while you're at the gate waiting for your group number to be called, they were getting settled into their extra large seats with a dedicated carry-on space. And as you walk past them and towards your narrow seat in the back of the plane, they're snuggled in under a complimentary blanket and they're sipping champagne. And I can hear them say, "Champagne just tastes better at 35,000 feet." Wow. Have you ever seen the movie Soul Plane? And there's a part of the movie where they're telling Mr. Hunky that his seat is in low class. So he passes by all these beautiful sections of the plane, and he's way back in the back where he has to put a dime in a locker to make the locker open. And that's how I feel when I'm traveling and I'm walking through first class, is that I'm moving back to the narrow part, the very narrow part of the plane where my seat is. Okay? And as you walk back there, you say to yourself, this is what flying should be like. So, first class, did you know that for first class, there's extra space and next level service? Is the extra space and next level service worth the pricey ticket? To explore that very question, we pulled together what it looks like to fly first class on various U.S. airlines, and how flying first class is different from business class and economy, and how the benefits change, and in some cases dramatically when you book first class on a long-haul international flight. So the benefits of first class is first class flyers enjoy several benefits even before they board the plane. They don't have to wait in long economy check-in lines. They get free checked bags. You and I have to pay for our bags. And they have an easier time getting through security than you and I. We have to take off our shoes, take off our belts. We have to walk around barefooted. You know, we practically have to strip to get through TSA checkpoint. But first class passengers don't have to do that. So that first class ticket may mean getting in a different TSA line. So this past June, I flew to Atlanta, and the TSA line was out the door. It was doubled up and out the door. I had to go stand on the sidewalk to get in the TSA line. There's another line that moved quickly, had no line at all, and that line was the first class passengers for Delta. That's the line they got in. They got priority everything. They didn't have to stand in TSA lines. They went straight through a TSA checkpoint, and they had benefits even before they got on the plane. Wow. From there, and let's back up, first class flyers enjoy several benefits before they even board the plane. They don't have to wait in long economy check-in lines. They get free checked bags, and they even have an easier time getting through TSA. The first class ticket may mean getting in a different TSA line altogether. From there, they get to board the plane first. So they have time to stow their luggage, settle in without a line of passengers crowding around them. And of course, on board, they get extra leg room, a wider seat with, listen to this, they get a seat that reclines more than a seat reclines back in economy. They get a blanket and a pillow. They get beverage service that includes alcohol and better food. Oh, and they get more of it. So, is flying first class worth the pricey ticket? Well, we'll talk about what flying first class on Delta Airlines is like. Delta Airlines has 6 onboard experiences: Delta One, Premium Select, First Class, Comfort Plus, Main Cabin, Basic Economy. But some offerings in cabins are only available on certain routes. For example, the Ultra-Lux Delta One cabin, which has, wait for it, which has lay flat seats, which has Lee label products and sleep amenities, is only available on long-haul international flights and select long-haul domestic flights. For the pre-flight service, those flying first class with Delta get Sky Priority service from the moment they enter the airport. That translates to accelerated check-in, baggage handling, and early boarding. So the question that we're asking is first class worth the price? So first class customers get advantages before they even board the plane. And they also get up to 2 free checked bags. We pay for our bags when we sit in economy. They get up to 8 inches of extra leg room, and this is on Delta, and up to 5.4 inches of seat decline. And again, we're talking about Delta. In-flight service, a dedicated first-class cabin flight attendant. So you get a dedicated first-class cabin flight attendant. You get a complimentary pre-flight drink and snack. You get a blanket and a pillow. And those flying from 900 miles to 1,399 miles can expect a meal. And flights over 1,500 miles include full meal service with several entrees to choose from. So the question that we're asking is, what is flying first class really like? What is flying first class really like? And is it worth the pricey ticket? So we just covered Delta Airlines. With internationally, they have lay flat seats. So now we're talking about flying first class on United Airlines. On flights around the U.S., United Airlines' highest level of travel is United First. But on flights from the U.S. to Latin America or the Caribbean, and some U.S. transcontinental flights, United Business is the first class equivalent. Meanwhile, United Polaris provides the airline's ultimate flight experience. Wait for it. We're talking lay flat seats, Saks Fifth Avenue bedding, and slippers. Slippers. You get slippers when you're flying internationally with United Airlines. You get slippers to wear around the cabin. So the pre-flight service with United for first class passengers, they can use the quicker, shorter Premier Access line through check-in, security, and boarding. So again, we're back to first class passengers get service before they even get on the plane. With United, they get up to 2 free checked bags with priority baggage handling, meaning that your suitcase gets special attention and will be the first to arrive at baggage claim. That's amazing. That's totally amazing. That your baggage will be the first out because you're a first class passenger. Wow. Seating. In United first class cabin, expect the most leg room possible, and with United Polaris, get ready for fully reclining seats that convert to a flat 6-foot 6-inch bed. So the question that we're asking again is, flying first class worth the pricey ticket? So on United, on the plane, you get fully reclining seats that convert to a flat 6-foot 6-inch bed. Wow. In-flight service, you get beer, wine, spirits, including a rotating craft beer selection and access to DirecTV. So again, we're talking about, is flying first class worth the pricey ticket? So now we're at flying first class American Airlines. Like United, on American Airlines, the first class designation marks the highest level on flights around the U.S., while business class is the highest level on shorter international routes, including Bermuda and Canada. On some long-distance flights, both domestic and international passengers have an option to book flagship first or flagship business classes, which is the brand most luxurious products. Think again, lie flat seats, access to the flagship lounge, and a sleep amenity set from Casper mattresses. So we're talking about first class on American Airlines now. With American Airlines, their pre-flight service is those booking a first class ticket with American will be granted priority access through the airport's most congested areas, from check-in to security to the gate. So does that mean that they are transporting you from the gate, from check-in all the way to the gate, and you don't have to walk? Baggage, up to 3 free checked bags depending on your flight. 3 free checked bags. Last time I checked, bags were costing me about $38. So 3 bags, 70. So you're talking about $100. So again, the question is flying first class worth the pricey ticket? Seating. In American first class cabins, seats are wider and recline further. I remember seeing on the news where these passengers on a flight, I believe it was Spirit Airlines, I'm not real sure, got to fighting because the guy reclined the seat back too far. So now you're in first class on American Airlines, and your seat reclines back as far as you want it to because they have lay flat seats. In American first class cabins, seats are wider and recline further, although the exact increase varies by flight and plane layout. In-flight service. In first class, passengers will enjoy a menu curated by chef and Dallas restaurateur Julian Barsetti, along with extra snacks and a beverage service that includes alcohol. So again, we're asking the question that we're asking again is first class, the price of first class, is it worth it? So now we're talking about flying first class versus business class. On some airlines like United and American, first class fares offer the highest level of service on flights across the U.S., while business class provides the highest level of service on shorter distance international routes such as those heading to the Caribbean. If a plane has both cabin types, flying business class is typically a step down from flying first class. Keep in mind that some airlines have a premium economy category, think Delta Comfort, which tends to fall between economy and business or first class. A premium economy booking may have extra leg room, better meal service, and increased bag allowance, but the perks vary. So now we're talking flying first class on long-haul international flights. And folks, I wish you could see this picture. This guy is stretched out on a bed on his international flight. Want the ultimate first class experience? Save up and book a first class ticket on a long haul international flight, or in some cases a U.S. transcontinental flight. It's on these long routes that you'll find that dreamy, elevated flight experience. Dreamy, elevated flight experience. You would never know that you're on a plane. While almost all have lay flat seats and thoughtful sleep amenities, some airlines take the experience to the next level. First class on Emirates A380 and Boeing 777 planes, for example, means flying in a fully enclosed suite with a full bed, onboard shower, and first class bar and lounge. Meanwhile, Singapore Airlines, Qatar Airways, Etihad Airways, and Air France are all known for their first class service and amenities. So we're asking the question, is flying first class worth the price? The simple fact that when I'm flying economy and I walk through first class and everybody sitting in first class is snug, under a blanket, sipping on champagne, and I'm still struggling to get to my seat. Oh, and besides that, I packed less so I wouldn't have to pay more for carrying more luggage. So that first class customer, that first class passenger gets 2 free checked bags. You know how much clothes I can put in 2 free checked bags? I pack my clothes in a bag, in a luggage bag that is so small that I can carry it on board and put it in an overhead compartment or place it under my seat. because I don't want to pay the luggage fees. So now I'm actually carrying less clothes because I don't want to pay the luggage fee. But for a few dollars more, I can fly first class, be totally relaxed, fly through security, be in my seat when you get there, just be totally taken care of. I think flying first class is worth the price, and the next time I book a flight on Delta Airlines, I'll have to think about that. I'll have to think about flying first class. So, real quick, in the first half of the show, we talked about being tech savvy. LAX is testing a concept. It's a 90-day pilot program called LAX Fast Lane, being conducted in conjunction with TSA and United Airlines. And what you do is you use your mobile phone. To organize a time to be screened. So the program allows passengers to reserve a 15-minute window to undergo screening in much the same way they would book a doctor's appointment or a trim at the barber. Once they've booked their time, they receive a QR code that they present upon arriving at security checkpoint, and this allows them to enter a reserved TSA security screening lane. The pilot program is available from 6:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. and is free. Passengers can book their spot up to 24 hours before their departure and must choose a time at least an hour before their flight departs. Those willing to take a risk may be able to book a reservation at the airport, but slots will be accessible on a space available basis only. So this is a new tech savvy program that's being provided because you have a mobile phone. So again, to go back to the question, you are more tech savvy than what you thought. Los Angeles Airport is helping guests control the journey through their own device, through their own phone. And this new pilot program leverages technology to provide passengers with a scheduled time to be at the TSA checkpoints. United has been notifying customers of the trial and said it would combine with its own initiative at improving the travel experience. So there's a lot of tech-savvy stuff going on in the world, and because you have a smartphone, you're part of being tech-savvy. So think about it. You are now tech-savvy. And for every show that I do, or whenever I can find new technology that's being available for travel through your smartphone, I will absolutely bring it up. But today's show has been about what is flying first class really like. Man, they take care of you when you fly first class. And when you fly economy, it's like they're herding cattle. It's like they're herding cattle, And if you fly any of the low-cost carriers, they're definitely herding cattle. But first class, they take care of you from the time you get to the airport to the time you get off the plane. An American even said that they transport passengers from check-in to the gate. So in the last few minutes, just so you know, I have a game going to Cleveland Cavaliers versus Los Angeles Lakers, Monday, March 21st, 2022. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. Price is $150. You can visit our website for more information or give us a call at 866-547-5362. So, with that, we've covered a lot today. We talked about first class. We talked about international travel opens November 8th. There are special requirements for that and things you need to know. So stay in tune with It's Your Time to Travel, because we're bringing you the latest the latest information on all those things that's changing in travel. So think about it. You're more tech savvy than what you were 4 or 5 years ago, and you have to be, because of the society that we live in now, and the fact that you have a mobile phone, and there's so many more things you can do with that mobile phone than what we could do before. Is it worth traveling first class? You bet it is, especially if you're flying internationally. So, look up in the sky. It's the superhero of travel. It's Ricky TYUS, and we're able to take you around the world by air, land, or sea, even by flying saucer. And we're live on TalkTainmentRadio.com, radio the way it should be heard.